Ever considered going vegan as a family?
Hey guys, today's video is for the Shaytards, a YouTube family with 5 kids, and they have over 7 million subscribers across their several channels.
And a mutual subscriber let us know via Snapchat that the Shaytards made a video recently. They were doing a Q&A and somebody asked them, would you ever consider going vegan as a family? Very good question. So we are going to respond to this video. Let's take a look at what they said.
I think Colette both see the major benefits in a vegan lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's just, meat is so tasty. And that might sound short and shallow of us, but so be it. I like to eat steak sometimes.
I know, I really like steak.
Shay, the old meat tastes good argument. Look, we understand what you're saying because we were once meat eaters too. We were raised on meat, dairy and eggs. In fact, most vegans started off eating a standard diet. People aren't born vegan. So we all know what animal foods taste like, and we don't choose to go vegan because we no longer like the taste of meat, dairy or eggs. We choose to go vegan because we don't want to participate in violence and destruction of our planet.
You mentioned, Shay, that your comments were kind of short and shallow, and to be frank, they were, because we need to stop thinking about animal products as just things that we eat, and rather as, living beings. The taste argument really wouldn't fly if we were talking about our family pet. And you're right, guys, there are major benefits to living a vegan lifestyle. To learn more about them, we'd suggest that you watch Forks Over Knives for the health benefits, Cowspiracy for the environmental benefits, and finally Earthlings for the ethical connection.
And what else I've noticed is the wintertime is a lot harder to eat vegan than in the summertime here in Idaho. That's why I feel like in California it's easier. Like when you eat a warm bowl of beef stew, it just tastes good and it's comforting.
So we've heard people say this before, and it's kind of this idea that being on a vegan diet means a lot of raw food, of fruit and vegetables, which are great, but you can eat cooked food, absolutely. You can make the same foods that you're used to making as a non-vegan, just make the vegan version. You can have a big hot pot of stew, of curry, of soup, whatever you want. And as for comfort foods, add your carbohydrates, get your potatoes in, get your rice in. That's what's going to make you feel full and hearty. Have some bread with your stew, no problem.
And it's important to remember that veganism is not just a diet. In fact, it's not a diet. It's an ethical stance against violence towards animals. So it's not something that you kind of switch on and off depending on what the weather's doing.
When I ran the St. George Marathon and I ran 26.2 miles, I was eating vegan, and I was the healthiest and strongest I've ever been.
Great, Shay. You've got a positive personal experience. Fantastic. It reminds me of Carl Lewis, who when he won all of his gold medals, he was eating a vegan diet too.
And I was eating just big bowls of granola and nuts and stuff, and I was being really strict, and it was hard, and it wasn't fun, but my body performed better, so I have experimented with eating vegan and found it to be effective.
Shay, you mentioned it was strict, hard, and not fun. It sounds like you're eating a very restrictive vegan diet. You mentioned predominantly granola and nuts, when in actual fact, a vegan diet is just eliminating 4 things: meat, dairy, eggs, and honey.
Yeah, the way you describe vegan diet, I don't think we'd want to eat it either. So no, there's an abundance of plant foods that you can enjoy. Now, to put this into context for everybody watching, Shay has actually, as he said, experimented with the vegan diet, but he has a background of weight gain and weight loss and trying out different things. So he's got quite a history of trying to deal with his health and his weight. Now, what we found when we watched his previous videos is that he did a really great job eating fruits and vegetables, which is fantastic, and he felt wonderful, and he talks about whole foods, and he did a lot of good things, drank a lot of water, got a lot of sleep, but
he wasn't eating enough calories, was
exactly.
he? He needed to, up his caloric intake and focus more on, cooked vegan foods as well, like potatoes and rice and pasta and corn and quinoa, all those things that are going to give your body the energy that it needs. And this was evident because he wasn't getting enough energy from the little bit of food that he was eating, that he had a real caffeine addiction, didn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. And we've seen his weight go up and down as a result. So he's at his heaviest, I think it was 280 pounds. Then he lost about 100 pounds, but then he's gained it back. Well, not all of it, but you can see through his vlogs that the weight's just come and gone. So the message here, Shay, is that you've experienced what it's like to be on a whole foods vegan diet. And if you just ate enough of those calories and incorporated as much cooked food as you wanted to,
And more of a variety.
Absolutely. You'd be able to stay on the lifestyle forever, and you would be able to get your weight down to a healthy number and maintain it, and it would be so much easier. It would be fun and be no problem. So calories are very important.
But it's just hard. It's hard to do. And especially when you have 5 kids, it's like, here, have this, it's like, and it's our own fault, because we started feeding them generic salt, sugar crap from the beginning, because not until later have we like really educated ourselves on proper nutrition and stuff. We were just...
And I feel like I'm still learning how to eat that way consistently.
So this is interesting, and we're really glad that you guys raised this, because you're basically admitting something that we've thought about for a long time. A lot of people have children and they don't even know how to feed themselves. They don't know proper nutrition. They don't know what to eat. They're bringing in the next generation of children and they don't know what to feed their kids.
And that's because there's a lot of misinformation out there. So we'd like to direct you to independent nutritionfacts.org, both the YouTube channel and website run by Dr. Michael Greger, who goes through the meta-analyses of the peer-reviewed, double-blind, placebo-controlled studies and brings us the facts. And the facts are that 14 of the 15 leading causes of our death have been scientifically linked to eating animal products.
And when we don't know this as adults, as parents, what we're essentially doing is handing down disease to our children, and the cycle continues. I mean, there was a video from Dr. Greger recently that said heart disease can start to form with babies in the womb. That's incredible. And so many children are pre-diabetic. This is serious stuff. And as adults, as parents in particular, you need to step up and you need to say, well, this isn't good enough for my kid and for the next generation.
Because you've seen it yourself, Shay, with your eldest son, Gavin. You made that video about fat dad, fat kid, and basically he's perpetuating some of the difficulties regarding health and weight that you yourself experience. So what you need here is a holistic lifestyle change, something that you can maintain for life, for both you and the family.
Now, it's really important that the kids get education here as well. So we're going to send you over to Bite Size Vegan's channel. She has a whole playlist of videos just for kids. So they get all the information, they're educated, and then you're doing this as a family. It's not mum and dad telling them what to eat. They're consciously making the choice not to eat animals. They're going to learn about the ethics, about the health implications, and the environmental factors as well.
So the great news is the kids aren't having to drop their hot dogs and just eat apples. No, there are plant-based substitutes for everything they currently enjoy. The hot dogs, the chips, the burgers, the pizzas, the fries, the whole lot of it.
In fact, there's even a vegan butcher now in the United States. So all of the meat that you love to eat, you love the taste of, you're still eating it. It's just the plant-based version. And I tell you what, a lot of people say they can't even tell the difference.
And there are a lot of different brands. So make sure you try them all and find out which one that your family enjoys most.
But we do Meatless Monday. We need to do that more.
I know, Gavin was like, Mom, let's do Meatless Monday.
But we're conscious of that. You know what I mean? So like, we don't have a ton of meat like I know growing up, or some families that I know, like we always try to have as many fruits and vegetables, but yeah, we like to have steak and chicken and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
As we just said, you can still have your steak and your chicken, just the plant-based versions. And it's great that you've started to do Meatless Mondays here and there. Just need to make those more frequent, turn them into Meatless Weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. Meatless lifetime. It was interesting to hear you say that you didn't really think you guys eat so much meat. To be honest, everyone underestimates how many animal foods they eat. Everyone's virtually vegan. But the reality is 150 billion animals are slaughtered every year just for food.
And given that there's only 7 billion humans, I think we're all eating a little more than we'd like to admit.
Yeah, so it's really time to make this full connection. We want to see the Shaytard family go vegan for their health. I mean, 5 kids, can you imagine? That's the next generation in your hands, guys. It's a big responsibility. And you've got about 7 million people watching you guys. So huge example, huge influence. You can help change people's health, improve the planet, save animals' lives. The statistic is 2,000
animals a second are being killed. So that's a lot of animals that were killed while we were making this video and while you guys were watching it. Like this video if you want to see the Shaytard family go vegan. Share the video link with them via all their social media linked below. Subscribe if you haven't already, and remember, until next time, going vegan, it's not the most we can do.
It's the absolute least we can do. Thanks for watching. See you next video.
Bye guys.
Okay.
Oh, yum.
Yep.
This is so much fun. This is excellent.